And from a set and 4-2 down again, she went on a dangerous tear, losing only a couple of games the rest of the way. And she's carried over that form in this semifinal.
Well, after that first round match where she beat Nagyova, things really turned around. And I remember after that first round, she told her father, listen, you got to get me pumped up. You know, I'm hungry here. I want to do well. And she has played great tennis throughout.
You can see there the two key stats why Davenport lost that set. Unforced errors and missed returns, 12.
For Davenport to miss those returns would be like Pete Sampras going off on a serve.
As a courtesy to the player, please make sure your mobile is switched off. Thank you.
Well, about every day we get that announcement, and every day it gets some applause, but people forget.
She's just making a lot of loose mistakes. That ball she hit off the back of her foot. She's really going to have to pick it up here.
Usually it's the other way. Another error on the backhand side. It's number 10 now for Lindsay Davenport. From 30-love up, it's now 30-all. This is really an important service game for Davenport. She does not want to fall down an early break.
Well, these first couple games will be critical for Davenport. It'll really set the tone to see how her mental attitude is going to hold up.
Break point for Capriati. It's another thing that Davenport usually does well. She serves well when she's down the break points.
Well, didn't really go for it. You can see she was saying she didn't lean in. It was on her back foot. That was a big point, Pam. Big opportunity for Capriati.
Oh. She's had a couple of those right in the slot on the forehand side. One she fired back cross court earlier. That one she waited a little longer and zinged it down the line.
Such a clean hitter of the ball, Capriati. When her timing's on, watch out.
Two in a row. Up a break in the second set. Lindsay Davenport has been in a funky mood, partly because there's been some tough comments made about her build.
You know, as I try and look at it, it's my results, and I've never fooled anyone like I'm the fastest person or the skinniest person or anything like that. I mean, I know my game. I work hard at it, I think, and do the best I can with what I was given. And, you know, that's not good enough for some people, and, you know, I can only do what's best for me.
15-love for Capriati. What all started on that was Pat Cash made a very silly, inconsiderate comment equating Davenport's build to that of a shot putter. which I don't think is fair for either shot putters or Lindsay. I mean, and Lindsay took it really to heart, and it upset her. This was 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's a sensitive issue for Davenport, who's had to work so hard to get in shape. About 5 years ago, she lost over 30 pounds and got very, very trim. And the reason why, her coach, Robert Van Hoff, made her believe that if she did that and made the work happen, that she would be one of the best players in the world.
Meantime, Van Hoff just watched Davenport hit her best return of the match. And again, with some opportunities to break the Capriati serve. So far, Davenport 0 for 6 in this match. 2 more chances. And she changed up the play. To her credit, she was unsuccessful with returning and staying back, so she moved through, wins the point, and finally breaks Capriati's serve. It's 1-all, second set. One other thing on Davenport's attitude and how she really turned things around physically and mentally. A lot of athletes never do that. They just kind of waste their potential. I really admire Lindsay that she's been able to reach deep down and find her best tennis. Not so much this tournament, but in the past.
I totally agree, Pam. I mean, not only did she do it, she took the weight off, but she's kept it off consistently now through the last 3 years.
And a definite momentum switch in Davenport's favor.
Davenport's always been such a great hitter of the ball. She hits such a heavy ball. And if she can control the point, she'll step it up, take the initiative immediately in the point. This is going to be a long match.
We've been a little tough on Lindsay this whole tournament because we know the difference between her attitude when she's real positive and when she's not, and we know the difference it means in her game. But certainly that doesn't mean we haven't admired the changes that she's been able to apply and become the champion that she's been and still is.
Well, we know that she would probably do so much better if she had a positive attitude all the time.
See her record at the majors, the last 14 Grand Slams. 11 times she's been able to play this match.
Thank you.
And I always think the semifinals is such a huge difference between the quarters and the semis. A lot of times people can sneak through in weak parts of the draws to the quarterfinals. But the semifinals, you find very, very few pretenders, if ever. .30-all, another big point for the server. Capriati's starting to miss more.
She's starting to give Davenport a few free points. Davenport's got to take advantage of this moment right now.
Davenport hasn't quite gotten her serve on track either. No aces yet. It's her third double fault coming into this match. Davenport had served 26 aces. The only one in the semifinals to serve more would be Venus Williams at 29.
That was almost an ace, but Capriati's doing a good job of anticipating the Davenport serve.
Advantage them.
She's leaned right a few times, and that's what Davenport has to look for. She really has to start mixing up the placement of her serve.
Great place placement there. Capriati read it, but it didn't matter. Davenport with momentum for the first time in the semifinals. She's up 2-1 in the second. She beats Steffi Graf. Quarterfinal action from semifinal action from the Australian Open Melbourne Park. A long day of semifinal action. Pam Shriver, Mary Jo Fernandez. I think the quarterfinals were so great, I didn't want them to end.
Well, it's continuing to be great here in the semifinals. Two more missed returns from Davenport.
When you miss them after this point, sort of what is the returner, what should they do to get it back on track?
Well, normally you just try to get him back down the middle until you get your confidence going. Against Capriati, she's got to be careful because she just can't push it and guide it in because Capriati will take control of the point. But I think if she could just swing hard up the middle and get her range.
Yeah, actually, that return, that big return up the middle, used to be one of Davenport's favorites. I'm not sure she hits it as much now as she used to. Going for the sidelines instead and having a hard time hitting them consistently. 2-all, second set. Both players walking back towards the shade.
Capriati talked about how fit she feels. She felt last year she was in great shape, but this year, even fitter. Smart shot from Davenport. She hit a good serve, got Jennifer on the stretch. And right here, I always thought it was a great shot to drop shot back after you've been drop shotted. Players weren't normally expecting it.
Now it's a tough side to hit the overhead, but Davenport put it away nicely.
Davenport changed rackets a couple changeovers ago. Got out a new one. Perhaps she felt her strings were a little loose. It is hot out there. The ball's going to travel through the air a little bit more.
Yeah, players make sure days like today they keep their rackets in the shade.
We've seen that return before. I think Davenport needs to aim a few more second serves to the Capriati backhand. Jennifer just waiting for that. Capriati able to get Davenport on the move. That's always the goal when you play Davenport. It's her weakest part in her game, but not easy to do because Davenport hits such a heavy ball.
You said this would be one of the few matchups where it wouldn't always be Davenport's way. Wow, that double fault from Davenport brings up break point. That's her fourth double.
You can tell she was trying to keep it away from the forehand, just aimed way left and missed it.
Well, obviously Davenport's feeling the pressure of the Capriati return because coming into this match, 5 matches, Davenport had only served 11 doubles, and already in this match, she served 4.
Advantage Capriati.
Break point again for Capriati.
Another great drop shot from Davenport. Capriati doing a good job of making Davenport hit that extra shot. Davenport's got soft hands, though. Oh, great hustle from Capriati. Dad likes it. Another drop shot attempt. It was a good one. Got her out wide. But look how quick Capriati was to get to that.
A lot about speed is attitude, and her attitude is perfect. Capriati's relieved as she breaks again. She's up 3-2 in the second set and a set, and this is wild act.
Whole tournament.
Capriati was up a break earlier in this set and lost her serve right away. At this point, really, unless there's a major turnaround in the match, and Capriati's playing too well, and Davenport is well below her best.
But it doesn't help when your attitude is not good. That last serve from Capriati, 91 miles an hour on the Porsche Raider gun. And maybe that'll pick Lindsay Davenport up.
30-50.
Second ace for Capriati. She served 10 coming into this match. 2 points for 4-2. Capriati 2 games away from a spot in the finals of the Australian Open. The excitement of college basketball is alive Thursday night.
This is it, Pam. It's a must-hold game for Davenport. I don't see if Davenport loses this game anyway for her to fight back.
I agree with you, but the only question mark from Capriati's standpoint is she would be in a position she's never been in before, which is right. Well, except 7-6 in the third when she lost to Celis in the semis of the U.S. Open in '91, but it's been a long time, and she's never been through to the finals of a major. Will nerves creep in?
Well, I think if Davenport can keep this set close, then it's a possibility. But Capriati's attitude has been superb today. Last time I remember Davenport coming down from a set in 4-2 was against Martina Hingis in the finals of Indian Wells. She got her attitude together and started stringing winners in a row.
Left first set. Left first set.
Lindsay Davenport takes the corner, and she keeps it within one break. 4-3, Jennifer Capriati, 2 games away. This is one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Great Barrier Reef. The French Open 1990, and then Davenport 21. Compare a little bit how Davenport was a late bloomer to Martina Navratilova, who was 21 before she won a major and went on to win 18. I don't think Davenport's going to win 18 majors, but the point is that they redid themselves. A big makeover.
Well, and I think it's good for youngsters, young women out there to know that if you're not your best when you're 15 or 16, it's okay. You can still develop and be a late bloomer. That's only Capriati's second double fault, and her serve has held up so well today. That's what Monica Seles said was what she was surprised about in the quarterfinals. Close call. Capriati asking Laura Ciccarelli in the chair. No overrule. Break point Davenport.
And there's that serve again holding up. You mentioned how few double faults. Capriati had served 10 aces coming into this match, 29 doubles. It's been so important to hold that 29 number down.
That last ace, 98 miles an hour on the Porsche radar gun. She gave it a good pop.
Advantage Capriati.
Another missed return from Davenport gives Capriati the opportunity to go up 5-3 in this second set.
Oh, the 1-2 punch, bringing this game back to deuce.
Deuce.
Davenport has not been able to adjust.
Advantage Capriati.
19 unreturned serves. Of those, probably 3 or 4 were actual service winners. A lot of those are errors by Davenport.
Deuce.
That kind of mistake from Capriati should signal to Davenport that Capriati's a little nervous. Didn't move her feet well there, really mishit it.
Well, this will be a big return from Davenport if she can get it going. Another miss.
Yeah, it's really gotten to her brain to the point where she's not swinging her usual swing. That was like almost a decel. She was so far out in front. She's just terrible timing for Davenport. Game point again for Capriati.
Game for Capriati. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5. 4-5.
Dejected defending champion Lindsay Davenport, one game away from finding herself out of these championships. Capriati up 6-3, 5-3. This is the first of two women's semifinals. Coming up, Martina Hingis versus Venus Williams. And then live very late tonight, midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern, live, Rafter versus Agassi. First of the men's semifinals. Davenport serving to stay in the championships.
And Capriati's fired up. She's going after it. You could just see with her demeanor, the way she struck that return of serve. She's not going to push. She's not going to wait for Davenport to give it to her.
Oh!
15.
40 unforced errors off Davenport's racket.
I really think all those missed returns have affected Davenport's game all around. She hasn't had a lot of free points on her serve. She's been missing off the ground.
A lot of times one aspect of your game can just drag down all of your game by a few notches. Jennifer Capriati now 2 points away from her first ever major final.
That was her 23rd unforced error on the forehand side for Davenport. Really no rhyme or reason to miss it by that much.
Game point. Hustling for everything, and now Jennifer Capriati up a set and 5-4. She'll be serving for a spot in the finals of the Australian Open after this. Two-time U.S. Open champion against Andre Agassi, two-time winner here, six-time winner in the majors. And Agassi, of course, has the career Grand Slam.
And I'm shocked that Davenport has not brought that return back towards the middle of the court.
Davenport making it easy so far in this game for Capriati, one of the toughest games she would have ever had to play.
Better return that time from Davenport, not going for too much, setting herself up for the winner.
That missed return brings up double match point.
like the first one, but a little tension creeping in.
Second match point. For Jennifer Capriati to reach her first ever major final. Very emotional moment for daughter and dad, a very proud father and coach, Stefano Capriati.
What a tremendous effort from Capriati. It is an emotional victory. I have the goosebumps watching her. She's had a tough road here, but boy, did she deserve to win this match. She played great tennis, was focused, energetic, positive attitude. She did everything well.
And the Australian Open crowd admiring the 24-year-old American through to the semifinals last year in a comeback effort that began 3 years ago. And now one step further, Capriati's in the finals, and who will